And welcome to part 4. Yeah, it's going to be resin day today. I've got some cling film down and I've got my Play-Doh, and what I'm doing today is I'm taking the console that goes on the top and the rear lights, which are these parts here. So we're going to roll this out and we're going to create this in clear cast resin. So all I'm going to do is wrap the cling film over like this and take something heavy, that'll do, and then we're just going to roll it out. I want it fairly thick. That may do actually, the depth of that. So then, just open this back up again. What I've got is, just make sure this is correct. Yeah, we've got a white LED. Now I'm going to countersink that into the mould so it's all part of one. So if we start with that one, just place it on and then even pressure, just push down. Getting this thing back out again is going to be a bit of a challenge, I think. They haven't come through, so that's good. Which way is the back? That's the back bit, so it don't matter so much about that. And then we're going to have to try and just peel this out without ruining the mould. And there you go inside. We have a little mould. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now we're going to take our little LED. Could have done with actually one with some longer. What I might do actually is go around and just build up the sides of this. Yeah, I might just get another piece and just build up the sides. But for now, we'll concentrate on the headlights, or tail lights. Same way, push them in. Pull out. There we go. That's one. Do one on the side here. And pull that out. And there we go, if we just zoom in a bit. We've got our moulds there now. And I'm just going to build up the side of this, so we'll be right back, guys. Okay guys, so I've built up the side area so it's nice and deep now. I've also lifted that so it doesn't affect any of the detail. I'm not going to need that much resin for all this because these are really tiny. So with this particular resin you do need to be fairly specific in how much you use, but of course I'm only using a few drops, so I don't need that much, so it's going to be just trial and error really. But the good thing is, I mean, we can do this as many times as we want. So I'm just going to like literally just put a bit in like that, because I don't want to waste resin. It's not cheap stuff, so, and I reckon that's probably enough in there. Now the catalyst I'm using, I'm just going to use a syringe and pretty much eyeball it, because I don't have decent enough scales to get an exact measurement out of it. So I'll just put a few drops in at a time. That should be enough, I think. Not going to do any more than that. And then give this a really good mix up. Now it does get quite hot, this, when it starts to set off, so you've got a little while before it starts setting up. But what I've got is my little cocktail stick, which I'll use. I'll just put the lid back on this. Chuck that in the bin, it's useless now. So yeah, I've just got my little cocktail stick here. Just break off the end. And I'm just basically just going to drizzle it in there. And fill that cavity up until that LED is covered. Just fill in all the little gaps. Like so. See, we've still got loads of waste here, you see, which I didn't really want. But and I think we're good there. Just going to chuck that out now. Try and clean it up. Because this top section anyway, that's going to be on the top. So that's all sealed up now. We're not going to get any dust or contaminants in that, so that's going to be left well alone now for a couple of days. And that's basically it, so we'll have to wait a couple of days just to see if it's worked. I'm hoping it has. Like I said, I've never really done like a mould before, so hopefully that'll be alright. So move on. So that little greeble that I made up is being installed now. The glue's just setting up, but it just adds more to it, and it looks a lot better detailing it out. I need to go ahead and drill 2 holes either side, because I can't show you the body at the moment because I'm gluing it. But there's 2 cables that come out and into this. There's also a few other cables coming out of it as well, which will need to be added. I'm just hoping there's enough space, because when you get down to a small scale, obviously it's a lot more difficult to try and get the level of detail that you want. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm quite happy with that. That's alright. I just need to do a bit of touch up on the leading edge, but that's about it. So yeah, let's move on. Hi guys, I just wanted to share something with you. You can see that this packet is unopened, and I thought I'd check out the windshield because there's some black detailing to do. And if you can see through the packet there, look, there's a huge crack in the windshield. Now I'm pretty sure that wasn't there before, so what I've done is I've contacted round 2 to hopefully get a replacement, because otherwise I'd probably have to use a bit of canopy glue to go into the crack there, and it'd be a lot of fine sanding and polishing just to get it out, and there's no guarantee that it's going to look good at the end of it. So hopefully they'll come through for me on that one. I've no idea how that's happened, but yeah, I mean I could replace it with like clear styrene, but we'll see. Hopefully round 2 will get in touch and send a replacement part for that, but that's a bit depressing, is that? But on a positive, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is get some wiring done at long last, get all the LEDs up, and then we'll have some eye candy. I've got the little box put into position now. It's fibre optic, that's all glued and nice. We've got our little greeble in position now, which looks really nice on the car. So yeah, I think we're going to like get all the wiring done, mock it all up, and let's have a look and see where we're at. The only thing we can't do is the flux board, because that's not here. So I might just go ahead and light them just with a white LED, just to give the illusion. So I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Okay guys, well I thought I'd give you a shot of the interior. If you just ignore this green here, because that's going to be pushed down into position. I can't get the camera any lower, and I can't play around with it because it's all loose connections, so we'll lose light. But yeah, that's a bit better. So we've got our little box that I painted up. That's got its fibre optics. We've got the 2 yellow and 1 red. Oh, I have forgotten one. There should be a blue in there, a flickering blue. You have to use your imagination with that one. I didn't bother with the flux capacitor because I kind of want to save that until it's all there. But if I just take it off the tripod and see if we can get a closer look. That's a bit better. So yeah, we've got our little yellow there. That little junction box is lit there. And then we have that greeble there. So we've got all the different colours coming through. So that looks pretty cool. And then we have that little green on switch, which is for the time circuits. So that green switch, LED fibre optic, will be pushed into position. And I've also wired up our little plutonium chamber. It's a flashing red, which that's the hole for it there, which needs hooking up. And I've also made up a flickering blue circuit for the front of the car. Now I've done it in 5mm just so it's a lot brighter, and I've also drilled some holes in the back as well, which we only had these 2, but now there's 2 more. But then I realised I didn't have any 5mm LEDs, so I've ordered some. So I can't finish all the wiring, but I'm really liking that. I can't wait for the flux capacitor to be going when it's fluxing. But yeah, it's coming together. Once the driving, in fact, where is the driver's seat? I'll put it in the box. I'll have to get it later, but it should cast some nice light. As long as if I can get that windshield fixed, it should be okay. We've also done our little greeble, that's painted up, so that'll be going on the back, and it's all coming together. It's going to look cool. Actually thinking about it, I do need to wire up a red for that as well. We should have had that going really. So I'll be back as soon as I've got further progress, guys, so catch you in a bit.
You are good, my friend. You are very good.
Really, it's just drilling holes in plastic.
Nah. You're good.
Okay, so it's Wednesday now. The resin that we did in the top corner up here, it just hasn't set. It's still liquefied now. So what I've done another one, and instead of using that, I've just basically used 5-minute epoxy. It's a little thicker, but I'm hoping that it's worked out. And this is already setting up right now, so that's pretty solid. So by tomorrow, I'll take it out of the mould, and fingers crossed it works. Otherwise, it's back to the drawing board with that. On another note, we have got our flux bands done. Well, I say done, nearly done. We've got the material added now. So that's going around nicely, and it's really cool how it's done that as well, because it kind of has like a wave to it, and same with these side pieces here. So the only thing to do now is to go back in and add that detail, which I'll be doing with the styrene. So we'll just be putting it around the bands, and then adding all the little brackets that go on there and all that cool stuff. And then hopefully by tomorrow, the day after, the EL wire should be in, so we can have a little go with that and hook it up to the power supply and see what it looks like. But I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's just a case of doing a ton of soldering now. I've still got loads to solder. I don't think I showed you this or not, I can't remember now. I'm not sure if it actually worked because his battery's nearly dying. But we'll have a go. And oh yeah. So that's going to be our plutonium chamber going off. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I've been to town and I've got some more ink, so it's time to print off all the gauges and that, and once that's installed then I can go ahead and put my light in and stuff like that. So I'll catch you in a bit, guys, when I've got a bit further. And we're back, and it's worked out. I'm really happy. We've got one light cluster there. I've just put some masking in there at the moment, so I'm letting that dry, so I don't want to handle them too much in case I accidentally put my finger in it. But yeah, they've turned out really well, and this is just normal epoxy resin. But yeah, as soon as that's dry. But this is the console, which turned out really well. In fact, if we take a button battery quickly, I'm trying my best not to handle it that much. But that's going to light up really well. So all those lights are going to be all lit up. So I'm just waiting for the masking to dry on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just light block everything. And then once that's dry, well, in fact, paint it silver. I need to do the black on the lights. They also need sanding down as well, because I just tried them on the car and they are just a bit big, but that's because there was quite a lot of flash and the resin's kind of soft, so I don't want to put too much pressure on it all at once, otherwise they're going to end up breaking. But it looks rather good. The LEDs came in today for the chassis, so I'll be getting on with that tomorrow, because I've been, right, believe me or not, right, it's taken me about 2 hours to print off 2 pictures, because I have a MacBook and it just likes annoying me. So we've got the plutonium gauges there eventually, and we also have our instrument cluster there. 2 hours it took. The laptop, I put in the measurements precisely. It wouldn't have any of it. They kept printing them either too small or too big, so I was really annoyed. I got the back picture printed. Now I've got two. I've got this one, which I think will look pretty crap actually, because it's fairly pixelated now, so this being blown up onto A3 size probably won't be that good. But I did another one, and you can see I just changed my ink cartridge as well, and you can see there that it was just starting to run out. But I'm thinking about using this one, there's more action going on, and I'll just take the X-Acto and trim that off. So I should be able to get that blown up for tomorrow. So then I think I'll go with this one. There's a lot going on. ELY is going to be coming down, so that should look pretty cool. I think that's about as far as I've got really with everything. I was building a wardrobe today, so I haven't managed to get any work done. I can't remember if I showed this or not, but we've got our little greeble in place now. And so I was watching a guy today on YouTube who does full scale versions of the movie car, and I didn't actually realise that in the theatrical trailer, the first one for the first film, this is actually lit, and it was like a yellow colour. I didn't realise that at the time, because I just went ahead and lit it red anyway, because I figured it'd be running hot with it being plutonium. Makes sense. So that was kind of cool. Round 2's got back. I don't know if I mentioned it. They're sending me out another part, but that'll be 2 to 3 weeks from now, but that's fine because we're nowhere near sealing it up. And hopefully the EL wire will be in tomorrow. So if that's in tomorrow, we're going to take our little flux bands here and we're going to have a little practice. I just love the little ripples in like the metal that's going on. That's going to look cool. Still need to wrap all this and add the detail to it. I've hogged out some space on the top here, so hopefully that EL wire will fit nicely just in there. And that's about it, guys. So I think we'll be back tomorrow, which will be Friday, and then we'll get some painting done, and hopefully that EL wire will turn up, and then we can really have a party. So I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Okay guys, it's now Friday and we have a bit of a mail call going on at the moment. The Aves epoxy has arrived, and we've got Marty. I know it doesn't look like him, but it will. And we've got Doc. Now I wasn't going to do Doc, and then I thought, well, why not, because his arms are separate. If we just take a look, you get a free pen in this kit as well, which I thought was nice. Always need a good pen. It seems ridiculous. You get this massive box for that. Hey man, save the trees. It's quite a good sculpt actually on this. So for the size, it's 1/24th, which I don't think is going to be a major issue really. It's not much different to a 1/25th really. The arms are all separate, which is cool. Yeah, so the only thing I need to do with this is use the epoxy sculpt and build a coat. Everything else, I mean, he's even got gloves on, which in the scene he has gloves on anyway, handling the wire. So Doc's going to be electrocuted. And then we've got Marty, which again, this would actually be cool to do a Smoking the Bandit, because you get a little cowboy hat. And you also, if I was doing the Mark II version, you got a little cap as well, so you could do Marty in his cap. But I picked this one because it's pretty much what Marty's wearing in the scene. You've got a denim jacket here and a shirt. Even down to like his arms are rolled up, like Marty has his arms rolled up. So you can do the denim, and then you can do his white shirt that he's got on. Which is pretty cool. He's even got a little watch on as well. I don't think he has a watch in the scene, but you know, either way it doesn't matter. So the only thing different I've got to do with this, because he has hats, sorry the glare on this is terrible, yeah, I'm going to have to sculpt in some hair for him, and also do his life preserver jacket thing. So we've got them, and we've got the epoxy. That's done, and we've also got this. Yeah, This one's for the DeLorean, and this is going to be for our lightning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to get these hooked up, and we're going to take a look and see how bright they are. So I'll turn out the lights and get it on. Okay guys, so this one is for the lightning. So that's pretty cool. It lights up really nice. I haven't unravelled it all because, but yeah, pretty nice. That's going to look really cool. If we take, if you imagine this in A3, and then that coming down from there, and then Dot getting electrocuted by it, it's going to look pretty cool, I think, that. But to be honest, I'm more curious about what the DeLorean's going to look like, so we'll be right back with that. Okay, so here we go, ready? Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So if we just take one of our flux bands, it is going to show up, but that looks pretty nice. I just wish it was a bit darker in here. Let's move you over just a bit. Yeah, it definitely glows really nice, and once it's encased in the actual case as well, it's going to be a lot darker, so I think that's going to work out really well, that. Quite happy with that. And that's about it for this update, I think, because the rest I've just got to do some more soldering with LEDs over here and that sort of stuff. So I haven't got the picture printed yet, but I'll be getting around to that at some point as well. But yeah, quite happy with that. I like the colour of it. I think it matches the film. But yeah, so I'll catch you in the next one, guys. See you later.